Alright, well, with springtime basically here, let's see, this is beginning of March, so, and this hasn't been cranked since November at least, hasn't been driven since October. Time to waken the rat here. So I have had the trickle charger on the battery for a couple of weeks. So, should have had it on there the whole time, but I had to get another one because my previous one was occupied. So, anyways, it's been on there for a couple weeks. So I'm sure the battery should be charged up as good as it's going to get. I am clearing leaves and whatnot. It's sitting in my yard, and even with the engine covered up mostly, still going to get some debris. So let's pull off the cover and the gotta have something to get those clips off with. Because it's stubborn if you let it sit for a couple weeks, and sitting for 3+ months. I know she's going to be a little stubborn. So let's see. Put her key in. Now I do want to note that it's sitting on blocks. It's not sitting directly on the ground. It's sitting on 2x4s just to keep it from being as moisture exposed. Okay, now, not only is the battery on trickle charge, it's also disconnected. I got a quick disconnect back here. And the light is green, so that means that it's supposed to be all the way up. So, let's give her a connection on. That's my air compressor clutch kicking in. Stereo trying to kick in. Alright, so this is WD-40, and normally I'd dump a little gas down her, but I didn't have any handy, but this was handy, so we're just going to spray some of this down it. It's flammable, and it is going to give it a little extra lubricant. I should probably make sure it's in neutral first. I have started it in gear and be like, why is it bogging so much? Oh, because it's sitting there doing a burnout. Okay, we're in neutral. Now, it will start off the key, but if we're trying to start it this way, I usually come out here and cross the starter. So I got an old broken test light I'm using to cross it. And we'll close our choke. Gas is pumping up. Gas is pumping up there, but don't sound like quite quick enough. Come on. The choke is basically disconnected, so it's manually operated this way. Oh, I didn't uncover the exhaust. Let's see if we can blow it off. it's a engine-driven air compressor, so it has to build up air. Let me see if I can show y'all. So that is a, and see it's cut off, so the air is built up. That's an air conditioning pump. So we have this line coming from the crankcase vent to the carburetor. Then from there, down here to the air compressor. And what that does is the blow-by feeds oil to the air compressor. Now, this may not work if your engine is not as worn out as this one, I don't know. But there's also a plug that you fill this thing up with oil down here too. I didn't realize that at first, and I burnt one up on account of that. So if you're gonna do this, make sure you got oil in the main part of the compressor. Now I don't have anything to remove the oil, so my valves gets extra lubricated. So now, we'll put our air cleaner back on. Oh, wait a minute. I only got 2 clips, so I'll put them on each end. My little homemade carburetor cover to keep the rain out when I'm driving, made from a piece of a Frontier bed. It just sort of clips on there, like so. Now we're going to take her for a little ride here in a minute. About 30 miles. We'll pick up a bicycle. So not really big challenge to get her going, but kind of a routine I have to go through pretty much anytime it sits more than a couple weeks. And it usually gets parked for a month at a time. So yeah, last show that she went to was Revolution. So that one was in end of August, or was it in, no, it was in October, because we had all trucks did Revolution. So anyway, I may have to start taking stickers off. Terminal takeover's coming up. That's where we're going first off, and that's in South Carolina. It's like 150 miles. So you know, I'm being extra responsible and getting it going 3 weeks ahead of time, you know, instead of the day before, like sometimes. I think there's a few little minor things I need to sort out, but I'll have to drive it to figure that stuff out, because I don't remember. I didn't make a list, so I guess I'm not being too extra responsible, but anyway. I will check my gas, check my oil. I probably should have done that before I started her. She sounds pretty good, so probably alright. But I'll check everything out and then take her to get a bicycle, I guess. Okay, so the gas gauge does not work, so I have a stick for a gas gauge, and it'll go all the way to the bottom. And we have hardly any. I'm surprised I actually ran it down that low, but that's okay, because that means there's not a lot of gas in there to go bad. So I do have some in a jug. We're going to go ahead and add some to it. just so I don't have to worry if I'm going to make it to the gas station or not. So let's put my stick back down in here, and let's see. So we got that. Now we need to check the oil next. Now I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not, but I only run ethanol free in this truck because it does sit as much as it gets drove. It sits more than it gets drove, honestly. So you don't want that ethanol in there giving me even more carburetor problems than I already have. I have a rebuild kit for a Weber that I bought like 2 years ago when this thing was giving me issues. Haven't never put it on there. It idles erratically and does stupid things sometimes, but mostly it's not too bad, so don't worry about it. Oh shit! Ah, that's wonderful. What the hell? Why did it do that? Hey, well, that was not part of the plan, for sure. Don't nobody light a match. Shit. Well, I guess I better go find me another t-shirt now. Okay, well, that is straight through. You know, it doesn't have the little flapper thing. I don't know why it did that, but since it did that, oh crap! Let's just pour some more gas out. Since it did that, we're going to break out the old Harbor Freight pump here and do it this way. You ain't got one of these things, they're handy as hell. Keeps you from doing dumb shit like I just did. Now, I only got about half a jug here, so it won't take but a minute. These things take 2 D-cell batteries, flashlight batteries, whatever. And just like that, it'll suck the jug dry. And it really does, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, there's like half a cup in there maybe. So, now we ought to have enough to get to the gas station anyway, where I will be putting more ethanol free in here. Which is, the thing sucks about that is it's more expensive. It's not even the high test, it's mid-range. But, whatever. Alright, I'm going to have to lay my, I got my flannel too, the sleeve, so I'm going to lay my shirts out here to air out. This is my battery box, and it came from the school bus garage sale. And I modified it with a hole in the side for my cables, and I usually don't latch it. It actually has rusted out and is only held in by a strap right now, so that needs to go on the list that I haven't made. Like I say, I knew there was a couple things. Blew my bucket off here, my coffee can that I covered the exhaust with. Oh, there's something funny. Hold on. So there is one of my 2x4s stuck to the frame. Ah, there we go. Now, I will need to clean out my spot here because there's some leaves have accumulated, so I don't want those when I'm running, you know, because my exhaust sits right on the ground. More leaves here. Maybe we'll blow some of them out going down the highway. And all right, now the oil. I need a, let's see if I can find a paper towel or something. Napkin, that'll work just fine. So we'll pull the oil, drip some on the fender, a little anti-rust protection. I think it's a little late for that. All right, let's see how many quarts low we are. We are 1 quart low. That's to be expected. I've got plans to rebuild the bottom end or replace the bottom end of this engine. The top end's already been fully redone when it blew a head gasket the first year I was running it. And like an idiot, I did valve job and unshrouding the valves and porting the heads and all that good stuff, and slapped her all back together on a 300,000 mile bottom end. So, henceforth, she could definitely use some upgrading there, but you know what, it still runs. Alright, so after driving the rat route around yesterday and taking it on a little road trip, I have a vibration and a squeaking sound somewhere in my driveline, and I'm thinking we're going to start with greasing the U-joints. I replaced all the U-joints, but I don't know, maybe I didn't grease them. You'd think new ones would have grease in them, but I don't know. We're going to try that. And right now I got one wheel jacked up so I can spin it and see if I can locate the squeaky sound, but it starts off when you take it off, so let's see. Put her in neutral, and my jack is leaked down. That squeaking is the jack. Well, a little bit of a noise, like a bearing noise, but oh, huh. Well, found the problem. That's interesting. So I was just telling y'all I replaced these U-joints, right? So for whatever reason, this one, hold on, let me get y'all. This one right here, right there, has failed. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah, at least I found the problem pretty quickly. Now, unfortunately, the solution is replacing a U-joint that I have already replaced. I know I've replaced that one. That's disappointing. And best I remember, I have to get those from O'Reilly's? I forget. One store told me they were non-replaceable, then another one was like, oh yeah, no problem. So, alright, well, that sucks. Okay, so, we're going to start by climbing my happy ass over in there. Yeah. And we're going to see if we can take this universal joints out. Let's see. We need the ones out of the drive shaft. I just remembered I need to jack the thing up so I can turn the wheel to get to where I need to be. Hey. Okay. So what we need to do is get this turned to where I can try to get the clips out of these two. I can take that one in there and get it out in the vise if I need to. I gotta get to where I can see the clips. Come on now. There's one. So they're little C-clips. And they can be rather tricky. Those wasn't too bad. Now, you also don't want to lose those because got to have those to go back. So you just take a screwdriver and pop those out. Then we take our drive shaft and turn them like so, and knock that cap out. And is this one the one that was busted? No. Knock that cap out. Alright. So that one came off. Needle's still intact. Oops. Which doesn't really matter because this is the one that's getting replaced, but this side is the one that was messed up. Yeah. Well, no wonder it's powder in there. Huh. I wonder if they sent it dry and I just didn't grease it? I don't know. You would think when you get a new drive shaft, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be greased. Now, comes the question of, can I get that out? I think we're going to have to take the yoke loose, but at least I can do it this way and I won't have to take the front part down, take the entire drive shaft out. Because that's a pain, because this is a two-piece drive shaft and you actually got to take the whole thing apart, and it's just terrible. So if I had more, you know, a one-piece drive shaft and a slip joint, I could probably take and maneuver this and get that out of there, but I don't see it coming off of there like this, because all I can do is flop it around like that. So alright. Okay, so got all 4 bolts out. See, there's the grease fitting, but it doesn't appear that, I don't know, like I say, I don't know if I didn't grease it or what the deal is, but at any rate, it failed. So now we take this and work that out of there, because you can see here where it has beat those little needle bearings in there. Alright, so I got it to turn partly, but then it was trying to... Oh, I heard that one. Well, I do have some spares right here from the last time I changed these out. Alright, so now we need to get the other side out. Okay, like so. Now this wouldn't be ideal, except for I'm already replacing this. Because, you know, you're beating on those parts. Yep, that's the failed one right there. So it actually broke a chunk out and all the needle bearings are just completely gone. And that's the one with the grease fitting. Huh. You'd think the thing had been in there 20 years and never been greased. I'm going to look at, when I pull the other one apart, if the things are greased. Now I know that when I put this in here, if there was no grease in there, then I would have known to put grease in it. So I don't think it was dry. It just, and it's got grease. It's just turned to dirt. It's like the grease was the failure. Okay, we're going to take this one, turn him upside down, so that when I take it off, the needle bearings stay in the cap. Because I do want to put this back together, because I got to take it back, because it was warranted. So you can see this one is just clearly, it's chewed up. I mean, yeah, bad. So we probably drove that to Pigeon Forge and back, I'm gonna guess. Because we had a clunk last time we ran it to a show. We heard a clunk. No, that wouldn't have been Pigeon Forge. That would have been Kentucky. Yeah. Anyways, we heard a clunk and like, what was that? Oh no. Okay, it's still going. So anyway, now new universal joint. Oh, look at that! It came with new clips. Nice. Because they pretty much figure you're going to lose them, I guess. Well, they do get rusty sometimes, so. So this is probably about the smallest universal joint you can get. That's why the grease fitting is in one of the caps, because you can't put it in the joint itself like bigger universal joints are. Now, when I pull this off, there's suction to it. There is grease in there, okay? It doesn't look like a whole lot of grease. So I'm going to go ahead and grease them all once I get it all in here and put together. So there's your grease sticking out right there. So set this one down over here. Bring this in here. And what we want to do, since we're here at the vise, is press these in. And you gotta make sure they go straight. Not wanting to go. Okay. Now you notice I'm trying to keep this up in there because I don't want none of those bearings falling out while I'm beating on this. I'll take this grease fitting out so that we don't damage it. Because obviously I'm going to have to drive them in because they're not wanting to go by press fit for some reason. Okay, so we're started there. I'm going to try to press that one in. Oh, there we go. Okay. Press and tap, I guess, huh? Okay, we're good there. We're going to drop him down, kind of catching this corner. Press a little more. That's not good. It won't go on up in there. Great. See if we can get this one all the way in. Ah, there we go. Thought I had a needle turned crossways or something. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to take it back apart. So the proper way to do this would probably be to get a socket that fits right in there and drive on that instead of driving directly on the joints. So see if I can find a socket to beat on. Okay, so I got a Taiwanese 11/16 and a 3/8 drive here. So we're going to actually clamp this in here. And that is almost perfect size for that. Now you don't want to drive too far and push the other side out. But it's got to go till it's at least flush here. And we still got a little slack there. And of course you got to get enough to get your lock rings. So we'll go with this side a little bit. And you also don't want to squeeze down on that real hard because you don't want to crush this down. Oh shit. So it's a little bit beyond flush there. That one looks like it's about right because you can see your groove. Still got a little bit of slack, so this one needs to come in a little bit more where I can get the clip on that side. But what I'm going to do is, since that one's where it can get the clip, I'm going to put this clip in place. And this is the way I do them, is you take and set them there, and then you take and peck on them a little bit with your hammer. And boom, there it is. Now, this one is in place. Now, while I'm driving this one, that won't knock that one out. Oh, still didn't quite do it. Come on. Let him go like that. Now. Now you notice I am not hitting very hard. I'm tapping. That's why I'm choking the hammer. you don't want to beat the hell out of them. Alright. I still got a little slack there. I'll see if I can tighten him up a little more. There we go. Yeah, one of the parts stores, I think it was AutoZone, told me that this joint was non-replaceable. It's like, what do you mean non-replaceable? It's a universal joint. That's a wear part. Of course it's replaceable. So I got them from O'Reilly's. So, anyway, they definitely are replaceable, obviously. So now we'll see if we can get it back in the truck. Running out of daylight, so I may not be able to finish this until tomorrow. Now we can see what the heck we're doing. Oh. That's right. This one's the one we gotta put in. Now these is going to be a little trickier because you got the universal joint in the way. There we go. There, now that one's in. Now, come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Nope, can't do that. There we go. All right. Now it's in there. Now the only thing left to do is put the grease fitting back in, bolt him back up. So I'm gonna have to jack it back up again, go get my grease fitting, and get him turned the right way. It's like I said once before, you got this dip here, and you want to line that up with the dip. You can see it on there. You can't see it from here, but anyway, because these two is closer or further apart than these two. I think it's those two are closer. Anyway, let me go find my, well, I mean, I can put this in regardless of the grease fitting. Oh, but yeah, I'm gonna have to, no, tire's still off the ground, by golly. Okay, I just need to see. Okay, this is the flat side. That's the dip side. Okay. So we just need to turn this like so. Can't even see the holes right there, but there we go. That one started. And that means they should all be lined up now. Yep. And there again, you barely start them through so you can get your nut and washer on before you push your bolt all the way in. Because if you push your bolt all the way in, then you can't get them in there. Alright, so came to the upholstery shop and going to make this battery box, and well, we have 15 inches to this piece, but if I notch out to go around that piece, it might help it to hold in place. However, it's going to make it a little tricky to get in there unless I notch out and leave that whole corner open. But if we do decide to go all the way up, we got 16 and a half. Well, that'd be pretty tight. Let's go 16 and a quarter. And bring it all the way up there. And then we'll just make it notch. I think that's what I want to do, yeah. Because that way, how am I going to get it in there though? Because if I make it notch to catch on that, it would hold it. But, how am I going to get it to go down in there? We only got two sides. Of course, I'm going to put a side in this back, so give it strength. So let's see. I think I need to probably just take this current strap loose. Although I didn't end up with my other tie down either, so I may try to modify this to work a little better. Well, here's where these quick release clamps are going to come in nice though. We can take and pop them off. Just like so. Push them down to the side. Pull our battery out. And bring the vacuum out here. Okay. So yeah, now that I got that loose, take this loose. And see, that was... oh man, I can't believe I had two zip ties holding my whole battery box and everything in there. That was supposed to be temporary, and yeah, that was done a year and a half ago. So it looks like I may have used stainless steel bolts to hold my rusty piece of crap battery box in place. I'm probably going to put me a piece of rubber down for to help keep the battery from sliding around or whatnot. But and we'll have to have either a notch or let the box come on out over here and hang over this. If it comes out and sits in this, the notch is in that. If I can get it in there, it should pretty much stay put. Alright, so to do that, we want to bring it over here 10 inches. Well, depends on where you measure. 10 and a half right there. 10 and a half brings it over to the frame. I think that'll work. We may ought to stick with 10 inches to give us a little wiggle room. Alright, so we need a piece 10 by 16 and a half. That's going to be very tight if we do the 16 and a half. 10 by 16. We may reincorporate the strap to hold the whole thing in there. I don't know. Could be made to work. I just need to anchor it better than just a zip tie or two. Okay. So we need a 10 by 16. And this battery, I know I need at least 10 inches to clear. So we do our other piece 10 inches, or it could come on up to about 12. I think I'd like it better if we came on up 12. That'll give me a little more room above the battery, which is going to be plastic. I was going to use wood, but I've got this plastic board that's like 1/4 inch, so I'm going to use that so that I don't have to worry about it rotting out and I'll never have to redo it. And then I'm going to upholster it just to make it look like it's supposed to be there, I guess you'd say. Anyway, so yeah, we need to, so I need a 16 by 10 and a 16 by 12. And then we we need a 12 by 10 for this back wall. Now, if I notch this out and my wires is coming down over here and it's going to sit against this, I don't think I'm going to even try to put one in this end. But I want one in that end to give it strength to hold its shape. I may do a little corner brace in this end or something just for the strength. Okay, so we have some dimensions. Now let's cut some plastic. Alright, so we need 10 by 16. As I mentioned, this is 1/4 inch plastic board that's scrap. It was something that got changed in an ambulance, and so it's just scrap board, so it's going to be perfect for my application. So 16 would be up that way. We can get it that way. And then we need a 10, a 12, and a 12 by 10. Okay. So, let me see. Let me get a Sharpie. So, we want to do our 16 that way and go this way, I think. We'll be fine. So we need a 12. And then 22 would be another 10. Okay. 12. 22. Okay, and now we want to go 16 over. So 16 there. This one's also 16. Yeah. Oh. Okay, and then we need a 12 by 10. Okay, so we've got just barely 12 this way. So we'll go with our 12 this way. 10. That way. Alright, now I'll probably take the jigsaw and cut those out. And I'll probably take somewhere on these scrap corners and cut out a corner piece to go in or something. I'll figure that out after I get the initial part done. So I'm going to turn y'all off because it's probably going to vibrate the crap out of the camera because it's sitting on the table. Alright, now I've got to break a chunk off of that corner. Got to figure out how I'm going to attach these together, because that's the only problem with this being 1/4 inch is the fact that, you know, there's nothing really to attach to unless I put like a corner block in there or something. But that'll give us our 3 sides, and then we'll have to do our notch in the top here. I was trying to think of what I had to. Brain fart. Okay, anyway. Broke that darn corner off, huh? Well, that'll be alright. It's a rat rod, it ain't gotta be perfect. Okay, this had foam on it at one point. Also had some sort of little bracket on it right there, but we're not gonna worry about that. That won't even be seen on that side. So now I gotta go mark where I need my notch. I may put it like that. That way this broken corner's over in that corner where it won't really matter. And I may have to notch this whole thing out. So if I do that, we'll put him like this. And I'm thinking I'm going to put a little block of wood in here to, I know I said I didn't want wood because it'd rot, but got to have something to hold this. And that way I can shoot some big stuff. Okay, I got a makeshift camera rig for now because my camera just sort of went kaput on me. So no, I ain't going to be able to see real good, but I've still got to go back and do my battery tie down. So this is not going to be a permanent mount anyway, but it's very tricky to get in here, especially around these fuel hoses. But once you get past them, then you got to get down here, and I got a strap in the way now. Alright. Once you're there, and now with the material on, it makes it fit a little bit tighter. So there we go. Now, let's see here. So yeah, we got a battery box. It's just a plain box, but well, I think it's better than that metal thing. It matched better, but well, at least I don't have to worry about this shorting out.